this Legator N6FS, whatever the fuck FS stands for. I don't know. I didn't look into it. Fan scale. I don't know why is it not just MS or fan fret FF. I don't know. $300 on sale. I don't know if it's still on sale right now. I bought mine for $300. They had a B stock sale. They had some 7s and 8s that are like half off. If you can get this for half off from Legator, brand new, buy it. Not a bad guitar. If you pay full price, you're gonna be pissed. So I'm coming from with this Ibanez Geo, not a bad guitar. I mean, this is, you know, $230 guitar. It's $230 now. Inflation used to be $200, but I've got EMGs in this. I swapped them out because I didn't feel like buying a whole new guitar, so I just put these EMGs in here. These are 85s and 81s. And it sounds good, but my issue with this was that these fucking screws here on this bridge, they like dig into your, and I'm trying to palm mute. It's frustrating. They're sharp. They scratch my palm. So I wanted to replace this. That's the only reason I wanted to get rid of this, was because of the bridge, and I didn't feel like going through that much trouble replacing the bridge. It's also Floyd Rose, and I never use that fucking thing, so I blocked off with erasers. So that's what that's replacing. But my main guitar is this. So I'm comparing this Legator to this Action label, and obviously this is like a $1,200 guitar, so it's, you know, twice as much as that Legator. But with Legator marketing themselves as an extended range guitar company and trying to target people, you know, to spend a decent amount of money on their 6-string, and this is supposed to be their entry level, this is kind of pathetic. For $600, honestly, this is kind of pathetic. I've got some defects in the paint. I'm not going to try to show you, it's too much work, but there's a spot right here where it looks like there's an indentation, and there's not. It's painted over, it's perfectly smooth, but it looks like it. Drives me insane. There's a hair in my paint right here. It's a pretty big one too, actually. It's like the size of a quarter. Don't know how the fuck that got through. And then on the back, there's a runny spot right here. But again, I paid $300 for this. So for $300, I didn't expect much. However, they retail for $600. For $600, I expected more. And my other issue is this. Look at that. This is loose. It's not broken. It sounds fine. There's no static or anything. The wiring's fine. I lost my wrench, so I can't tighten it because I don't have a wrench small enough to fit inside of here. But this is loose. It came from the factory like that. I spent an hour trying to find my wrench. I couldn't find it. I'll have to tighten it some other time. But that's annoying. As for the pickup selectors, this is pretty stiff and very fucking loud, as you can hear. But it works, and the volume knob's fine. No static there. These pickups, they do sound pretty good. I will say, for $300, again, pretty fucking good. Better than these EMGs. Okay, you can tell these are passives. You can tell the difference for sure, 100%. But for $300, they're pretty good. And I actually kind of like these more than I do my EMGs. They don't have that, you know, heavy punch to them, but you can kind of make up for that a little bit with your tone if you set it up just right. And I feel like I found the perfect spot for it, so I prefer it. I just think that this thing plays really well. It feels really good. It does hold its tune very well. It does have locking tuners, which I didn't know when I bought it. I didn't really look at it. Has locking tuners, so these are actually really good. And I've tuned the shit out of this fucking thing. As in, I've switched tunings like 8 times, because I've had this for 2 days now. Today's Sunday, I got it Friday. I switched tunings multiple times, and it has held it perfectly fine. It doesn't, you know, come out of tune at all. Sometimes it's hard for me to realize that I'm not in tune, but that's my fault. But my main grievance with this is just that for $600, if I paid $600 for this, I would be pissed. And there's very little videos on YouTube out about this thing, so I want to put this out there real quick because I don't know if the sale's still going on. I know they had one last year, so maybe they'll have one next year, and then you know, somebody's gonna see this video and be like, hey, you know, these just answered all my questions. So that's the whole reason I made this video, is because there's really nothing out there on these things. These, you know, they're entry-level guitars. Again, for being $300, if you can get it on sale, it's a fucking steal. I think it sounds really good. It plays really well. The sustain's okay. It's not terrible. The high E has terrible sustain. I don't know why. I might just need to mess with it. I haven't really gotten around to it. I'm lazy. But the pickups sound really good. Selectors work fine. The tuning's really good. The bridge feels fine. There's really no major grievances with the guitar. For $300, buy it. For $600, skip out, go to Guitar Center, buy a Schecter or something, or one of Ibanez's medium intermediate guitars. Also, the one other grievance I have with this guitar is this bridge here. These edges are kind of sharp. This one, it doesn't matter because you're not really gonna touch it, but this one on this side, my palm rests like this, and when I'm picking fast like this, it kind of jabs into my palm a little bit, mostly like right here with my pinky. Like when I tap it like this, you can see, kind of jabs. It's not sharp, it's just annoying and uncomfortable. But that's something, if it really, really, really bothered me, I could fix. but I would have just liked to have seen that different. But as for the paint on this, sorry, I'm not really showing it very well. Also, the lighting's really bad. Paint is kind of not translucent, but pearlescent, if that makes sense. Looks purple from one angle, looks blue from another, just like the action label. But that's my main, I'm trying to keep this video short and get straight to the point. For $300, buy it. If you can get it on sale, buy it. If you're paying, even if you're finding one used on like Reverb or something, $400, that's not terrible. Not terrible. Personally, I would never pay full price for this guitar. I'm a greedy, stingy motherfucker, and I've used this guitar for like 3 years before I finally upgraded to my action label. That's how cheap I am, because I refuse to pay that much for a guitar, but I'm glad I did because I love this thing. But if I bought this for full price going from this, I would have been pissed. Being the build quality and the quality control, just like dog shit. But for $300, you cannot go wrong. So if this is like maybe your second or your third guitar, or even your first, and you're just looking into it, it's a good deal. I say buy it, go for it.